Years ago, when I had a chance.
I look like a hipster. Tim Hortons orange pico tea with like coffee mate is good. Hey guys, it's Anna and welcome back to another video of mine. How are y'all doing at home for 2 weeks or maybe more? Like, I hope I can entertain you for a good like 10 minutes, so yeah, bear with me. So for today's video, it is actually a pretty highly requested video. It's going to be a depop tips video. Basically, I know a lot of y'all have watched my depop packaging video and a lot of people have requested for a tips video on like how to get your sales going and just some tricks as a seller. So here I am. I've got my notes and I'm ready to go. So I've basically categorized all my different tips into different categories so that if you're looking for a specific category, I will just have some timestamps and you can just click right to that. So the categories are going to be pictures, listings, so how to list, your caption or tags, shipping, packaging, and just some extra tips. Of course, I am a Depop seller, so if y'all would like to check out my shop, I sell scrunchies, jewelry, and just a couple of my older clothes that are still new and ready to be sold. A lot of Aritzia clothes if you are interested in that. So yeah, just go ahead and check out my shop. It is at annascraftycorner. So starting off with pictures, I feel like that is a pretty big and important thing when it comes to selling, especially if you're selling online. So you want to make sure that you have really good lighting, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you need a big ass ring light or anything like that. You can use either a flashlight, or I would suggest just natural lighting. So right now I'm literally sitting in front of my window, so that's perfect because you've got that light coming in right at the front. You definitely don't want backlit either because that makes the colors and the whole picture just kind of dark and just not really easy, especially if you're just scrolling through as like just a buyer. You wouldn't really necessarily want to click on a picture that you can't even see. And I would say you don't even need a professional camera or anything. Having your own camera is great and that's really nice, but you literally just need your phone and you're good to go. Also, I would say, especially if you are planning on having I wouldn't say future job, but you want to make your shop like a proper shop, also just have a good name that you would like. Mine's literally just my name, Anna Tran, but you can also have like a catchy name or something like that. Also, I would suggest if you want to have like a more professional look, to have the same or similar background for all your photos. So for my pictures, they're all like a marble background, and I actually have a video on me making this fabric backdrop. So that is literally all you really need, or you can just have like the same piece of wood or the same like color background, or just like a white wall even, maybe with some plants in the background. Just kind of have a nice unified background. So basically this is kind of what I mean by having just like the same backdrop for your pictures, just so that this way people can tell that it's your shop. So now people, whenever they see this marble background, they do have my shop in mind. And also you want pretty good lighting. So right now it's pretty decent lighting. I've got my like window just right here, so it's just direct sunlight right down onto the table, which is ideally basically what you want. Now on to listing. So by listing I mean is, first of all, how to list. So actually, let me just show you. I'm just gonna screen record. So all you have to do to list something is you literally just click on this little camera icon right there, and then you just add up to 4 pictures. I would suggest putting all 4 pictures up because that just boosts your chances of selling something, because you know the buyer sees more details. And you can also add a video, but I just don't want to add a video, so I just kind of put pictures. And yeah, so then you add the description and your categories and your price. So that is basically what you have to do. Also, I would say in terms of pricing as well, you want to decide on a specific price, and sometimes deciding on a price is kind of difficult. you just kind of have to keep in mind, okay, how much work did you put into, if you're making this, if you made it, like how much time did you put and effort did you put into this, obviously the cost of your materials, and if you're making profit. If you are just selling like from out of your closet, you were planning on like donating anything, so this is just a bit of extra cash. You literally can just decide on whatever price you want, but also you do have to keep in mind of the depop fees and PayPal fees. I believe depop takes like 10% from your total that you sold the item for, and then PayPal takes off 5%. So you do have to keep in mind of that, and also you want to think of shipping. Shipping does cost a pretty good amount, but we'll get to the packaging category later. For the description or for the caption, you literally just want to explain what you have that you're listing basically, and you definitely want to include any brands that you have in there. For example, I'll just show one of my listings. And what's great is you can actually copy a listing now. They added a feature where you can just copy your listing so you don't have to retype any descriptions. So basically, for your caption or your description, you just want to explain your item. And especially if you are selling an item that is branded, you definitely want to include that in there. And then you also want to tag as much related words as you can related to your item. Depop does have a limit of hashtags that you can put, but after that you can just type a little sentence or something that's related to your item. Obviously it has to be related. You don't want to like be posting like a Gucci shirt and then listing Louis Vuitton. And sometimes you can add a little story to it, like for example, if you are saying, oh, it still has tags, it's brand new with tags, and I just bought it but never went to the event or something. And that can it kind of just gives the buyer more of a sense that you are like an honest, kind person, and they will trust you in buying your item more. So next up is shipping. You can definitely cut down your costs significantly, which is a win-win because it benefits you as a seller because you're saving money, and also you can make your prices a little bit cheaper, so as a buyer you are giving them a good discount. You can basically, if you are selling like a t-shirt, you can go to the post office and ask them to wait for you and put the tracking and everything on there, but they will literally charge you like $12 to ship a shirt, like a plain cotton t-shirt. But a trick that I found out, or like I kind of just realized, is you can first just go to the post office and pick up like 10 stamps or whatever permanent stamps that you want. Permanent stamps cost about 92 cents for one stamp, and one stamp can ship an item up to 30 grams. So just grab away and weigh your item, and if it's under 30 grams, you're good to go. You can ship it for 92 cents with a permanent stamp. If it's any more than that, then I would just add on. So if it's 60 grams, I would put 2 permanent stamps on, etc. So literally you are cutting down the cost so much. I believe a t-shirt, to ship it, you need like 4 permanent stamps, which is like $4, compared to if you go to the post office and ask them to wait for you, they will charge you $12. So yeah, you're clearly finding a loophole through the system, but it's legal, so yeah. And yes, you don't even have to go to the post office to ship anything off. You can just slap on your stamps and then put it in a postage box bin, and they will carry it away. And the only cons to this is that you can't track your package, so there's no like tracking item, but I haven't had a problem so far. And if anything, you can also let the buyer know. Usually the buyer doesn't really mind me using permanent stamps. They're fine with it because they're literally saving money. I'm saving the money, so they're totally fine with it. But you know, if you want, you can let the buyer know that there is no tracking with the package, and if they don't want to buy it, then just let them know that this way did definitely cut down the cost a lot. So for the most part, the buyer will agree to this. So this is probably my most favorite category as a Depop seller, or just like a seller that just sells online and all that stuff, is packaging. So packaging is definitely like a win or lose situation, especially when it comes to getting good reviews, because on Depop there's a system where you can give the buyer a review and the buyer can give you as a seller, your shop, a review, and you obviously want to aim for a 5-star review because that will increase your likeliness of more buyers coming to buy stuff from your shop. I would say that packaging is probably one of my favorite parts. It's just a little topping off. You literally just need to add a little thank you note, just write it on a post-it note if you want. I do have business cards, but that's because I kind of wanted a more professional feel, but you can literally just have a little sticky note and write a little thank you, hope you enjoy your item, thanks so much for buying, hope you can come back again. And you can also, I would say, a great touch is just wrapping the item in tissue paper. And that seems like such a small thing, but as like someone that I've bought from Depop many times, when a seller wraps my item in tissue paper, it just makes me feel really happy. Like, I don't know why, it's nice to know that they added a little more effort into packaging it up to make sure that the item arrives safely and in the best condition as possible. And yes, I do have a packaging video. If you haven't checked that out yet, I will link it somewhere in this video or the description box. A little thing is I am working towards eco-friendly packaging and just cutting my plastic use, just to help out the environment a little bit. It is quite costly, so I do kind of have to save up for that, but that's also a nice thing to keep in mind. If you do want to go for the eco-friendly route, that would be more than amazing. So the last category is extra tips that I have that are just kind of, I guess, don't fit into a specific category. If it's been a while since you've sold an item, like it's been a couple months or like a couple weeks, all you have to do is you just click on the listing again, and then you click edit item, and then you just post it without changing anything, and this will move your item up on the search list. So if someone searches for an item, your item will be at the top because you technically just posted it. This will increase your likelihood to sell older items if you hadn't got the opportunity to sell those items, and this has helped me a lot, especially with some of my older items that I've had listed. It definitely gets your sales. Another thing is definitely just try to be a sweet person. Like, I don't mean like be fake or anything, just it's kind of hard sometimes. Speaking through text, some things can come out very like straight up and just kind of make the buyer not want to buy from your shop anymore. So I would just say, like, add emojis where possible and just be a really nice person. Yeah, like I'll show a couple of my texts, I guess, that I've sent them. Like, for example, if a buyer buys from my shop, I just have a little note saying thank you so much for buying, and I'll let you know when it's shipped. So, or like if I've shipped the item, I just say, oh, I've just shipped your item. So just kind of get in touch with them and give them updates, because that will just make the buyer really happy. Like, if you were to buy someone off of someone, it's nice to know that they're giving you updates, especially on Depop, where anyone could be a seller. So sometimes there's not very good people on Depop, if you know what I mean, like scammers. So you don't want to give them that idea whatsoever of your shop, and you just want to let them know and keep them at ease. And also, once the item arrives to the buyer, I also like to say, like, oh, let me know when your package has arrived, just because it's nice to know. Yeah, once the package has arrived and the buyer lets me know, I give them a review, because you are able to give the buyer a review, and usually it's a 5-star review and just says thank you so much for buying, hope you can again, stuff like that. And this also prompts them to give you a review, so it's like a win-win situation. So that is all that I have for today's video and today's Depop seller tips video. Of course, if you have any other questions, just let me know down in the comments below, and I would be more than happy to reply to them. Of course, I'm not like the Depop CEO or anything, so I don't know everything, but I will try to answer where possible. And check out my other Depop video if you would like. I have a couple of hauls and the packaging video too, of course. And yes, if you are interested, check out my Depop shop as well and support me and buy something. I did release a couple new fabric patterns and colors, so yeah, check it out. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed watching today's video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and share with family and friends, and ciao! I must confess, I still believe When I'm not with ya, I lose my mind.